It's very cool that we're receiving a limited set. This is awesome. So if you're an OG player, in like a year or two from now, you'll be able to show your friends and flex like, hey, look at this Pikachu. They'll say, how do you have that? And you can just brag. You can't get any more. We're going to have Mewtwo, Charizard, Pikachu, Solgaleo. Yeah, they're just bringing back all the EXs. They're probably making new art for all of them too. They have it all the way up to Ultra Beast, it seems like. No, they have Ho-Oh too in there. And yeah, I just said Lugia. Yeah, okay. So it'll be all the sets potentially. Cards are returning from all of them. Yeah, this is just fully going to be, there's going to be no new cards in this, I promise you. So if you're looking forward to new cards this month, we're not getting any, but we're going to get some cool new artwork. Only 4 cards per pack in this set? Oh, this is going to make them so much money. Okay, I'm going to be funding them this month. We're going to be paying for their operations here. Only available for a month. I wasn't going to spend any money. Now I will. Yeah, you might need to. I'm going to have to, God, I'm going to have to spend money. Oh man, I need to. This is actually collectible. You can't dig back into these once they're gone. They are gonna make bank on this. Wow, I'd never thought that they would do this, but this is so smart. And I feel like this might get people back into the game too. When people hear that these cards are only available for a limited time, they're probably gonna open up Pokemon Pocket again, try to pull these cards. That adds some more value to them. People to waste their hourglasses before megas. Really, it's up to you. I mean, whatever you prioritize in the game is how you should spend your hourglass. If you're a competitive player, save for megas. You're just a collector. Like I said, this game has 2 communities. I think the collector community is actually bigger than the battling community. You're probably on my channel, and maybe you participate in the community, and you might think that everyone just battles because you're in this insulated sphere that is our community. But I think majority of people just play this game to collect. So majority of people are probably just going to spend their hourglasses on these cards. This is one of my favorite cards from this set, is the Professor right here. This is pretty cool. We're getting a full art Professor. We got a new Greninja, which is pretty cool, actually. I'm glad we got a new Greninja. Everyone is playing Greninja right now, so it's a very relevant card. Pikachu, this one looks awesome. This is a very, very cool art that they did for this, but it is the old Pikachu, which you can kind of play right now. I've seen people run it, but I think, again, this is just a collector card. I think this whole set is mainly just going to be focused for collectors. If you're just playing the game to collect cards, then this might be a great set for you, especially if you're coming in now and you don't want to dive into the old sets for like Moltres or Executor. You don't want to go back, waste your hourglasses on those. This might be the set for you. So if you're a fan of this game for primarily collecting, then yeah, this might be a solid set. Personally, I like doing both, so I don't know if I'm super sold on this set. It is cool we're getting a full art Professor, we're getting some new artwork, but I like to see new cards, also because I'm a whale too. I want to play with new cards. For me, I don't even know if I'm primarily a collector. I would say I like the competitive side of things, and the thought of having to play a Suicune meta for another rank season is kind of a bummer. I think new players are really going to like this set, so I think it's a positive in that sense. I think there's positives and negatives about this. I think a positive is it helps free-to-play players catch up, because right now they've been releasing sets every month, which makes it really hard for free-to-play players to collect enough hourglasses so that they can keep up, build a current meta deck, and then not have it become obsolete in the next set. They want to play tier 1 for multiple months in a row, because casual players don't log in every day, potentially. They don't max out their hourglasses, so it's hard for them to build sets. So it might be a good thing in that sense. So there's a lot of positives about them releasing a set like this, but there's also negatives if you're more of a hardcore player. Like if you're a player that likes to spend money regularly on the game and you've collected all the cards and you also like to play with them, then it's probably going to feel like a very boring month this next month, because we're not receiving any new content outside of this mini pack. So there's going to be nothing new for you to play with. It's going to be all the same matches that you've been playing for the last month. I think they have to cater to the casual audience more, and they need a break between sets because it's gotten out of control. So I understand why they're doing this. I get it. But a lot of these cards in this set, most of them are probably not going to be playable. So if you are looking forward to like new content coming to the game outside of new artwork, it's probably going to disappoint you a little bit. I'm not trying to fence sit here. I genuinely think like it's good for new players, free-to-play players, but if you're dedicated to the game, you probably don't like it. The next set is going to be a large set. I actually don't think I know, and I think they're releasing megas in that one. So they're giving people some time to save their hourglasses. They're buying time. They're giving you an extra month. Save your hourglasses. Get ready for the mega pack. This is just for whales, I think. I think this pack is just primarily for whales. Competitive players, I forgot to mention competitive players. Not even just consistent ranked players, but people who like to play tournaments and competitively, which there's not a huge base of people that do that. But if you are one of those players, I'm sorry. Everything that you've seen this whole last month is going to stay the same. I don't know if maybe we'll get some new cards in this set. Maybe we will, but I don't think so. I think this is just going to be a break set for competitive players too. Yeah, in terms of like, for me, content-wise, this next month might be a little bit dry because we're not getting any new game modes, and the only thing that I can make content on, I guess, is just new artwork. Unless they slip in some new cards for this set. Maybe they will. I doubt it, though. I really feel like this is just going to be a collector set. This is the worst meta to stall on. That's what I also don't like, is like, this is maybe potentially the most dominant meta we've ever seen in terms of the distance between tier 1 and tier 2. I know at one point Dark Tina was everywhere, but Suicune seems to be even worse the way it's dominating tournaments and ranked. It seems to be the only thing LSAT's doing well is counters to it. But yeah, so it's kind of weird that we're stalling on a meta like this. I wish it was like the meta before this where it was more balanced, but it's okay. I think we all just take a little bit of a break from Pocket for like a month. I'm still gonna make videos and stream every other day, but it's probably gonna be like this month we all just save up our hourglasses and prepare for the mega pack. Hey, if you're a whale, don't save your hourglasses. I feel like megas are gonna be pretty solid. They're definitely going to change the game. That whole set, we don't even know anything we only know 3 cards from that set, and they look pretty good already. So imagine the other 100 cards in that set. They're probably crazy. I think the game's going to change a lot. I feel like that's the big update that they were hinting about in the leaks, where they said they're going to put more content into the game to help with retention, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why I also think this is kind of like a pack that they're just throwing out there to give them some time to develop like a huge update and drop it in the game. This is actually making me more excited for the potential big update, because to me this is like, okay, they're just throwing artwork and cards that we already have out there. It didn't really require that much work on their end, and I think that's because they're just buying themselves time to develop, hopefully, game modes, content outside of packs, and they're going to release it in one big update. This is making me happy just because of that. Mainly, it's just like, okay, they're buying themselves time. They're going to actually develop content in the game. It's more of a celebration set, I feel, for the first year of the game. Maybe, yeah. I think they've done this in other Pokemon games too, where they'll just like re-release a bunch of content from earlier in the game as just like a throwback and celebration of the game's 1 year. I think that's also why they had that presentation where they showed megas to us early, because they wanted people to be able to decide, hey, do I go in on this promo set, or do I just save my hourglasses for probably what is a meta-changing pack in megas? If we pull the Moltres from the new set, I wish the Genetic Apex dev updates too. Basically, it's the same card, right? It is the same exact card. I think your Genetic Apex Pokédex will update with you obtaining that card. Just selfishly as a creator, I'm sitting here like, damn, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next one. It's kind of a bum. Like, I guess I'll be streaming. I already hit Master Ball. I guess I'll just stream that grind to Master Ball again next month, and then I don't know what I'll do. I guess I'll just do challenges each stream if you guys want to see that. I just played a collect until I watched you. Yeah. See, that's the majority of people. And then they'll watch like one YouTube video, they'll like see a cool card that they like, and then they'll Google it on YouTube. They'll search on YouTube and they'll watch a battling video, and then they'll be like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then they'll get more into it, and then they get sucked into it. But I think it's a minority of the player base actually battles. Most of them just have it on their phone and open dailies. That's what most of them are for. So that's why I also don't think we've received any new battling content, because for them, it's just like they make the most money off the casual players. I do think it would be a good thing if they added more battling and more things to do in game, because it would filter more people into that side of things. And then once people get into that, then they stick around with the game. I think a lot of casual players are quitting the game because there's not much to do except for open packs. They like the open packs, but eventually that gets a little bit stale. But if you get sucked into the battling community side of things, then you stick around longer and you're more invested in the game. So I do think, even though they're just like treating it as a super casual game where you just collect cards, I think it would be beneficial if they also like built out the battling side of things a little bit more than they already have. But we'll see. They said there was going to be a big update at the end of this year, around December. So maybe that's what they're doing in that big update. Maybe it'll be a big overhaul. We'll have to see. I'm very excited for that. But this set, there's positives and there's negatives to it. I'm still excited for it because it's our first exclusive set that we're receiving. So that's cool. Make sure, If you're a collector, get in this set, dive into it, get your Full Art Professor's Research, get your Greninja. Greninja's going to be good for so long. It's been good since Genetic Apex. I fully expect it to be used for a long time, too, if you do like battling. All right, that's pretty much all I can say about this. We don't know too much information about it. I don't really know what else to say about this set. I think I said everything. It's good and bad.